Syrian army soldiers fired tracer bullets into the night air in celebration on Friday as the last groups of rebels in the town of Harasta boarded buses for opposition territory in the northwest along with family members. They had agreed to surrender the town in return for safe passage out and a pardon for civilians who chose to remain there as the government took back control. The government's assault, backed by Russia, was one of the fiercest of the 7-year-old war and was carried out in defiance of international pleas to halt and honor a ceasefire. Syrian state television broadcast the departure of rebels and their families. From behind a half-drawn curtain, a woman in a headscarf could be seen gazing out through a spiderweb of bullet holes and cracks in the window of a bus as it prepared to carry her to exile. Meanwhile, rebels in a second pocket around the towns of Arban, Jobar, Zamuka, and Ain Terma said they had also agreed to leave for the northwest with their families and any other civilians who did not wish to come back under Assad's rule. But bombs still fell on Friday on the besieged city of Douma, from which thousands of people have fled into government territory in recent days. After helping turn the tide of the war in Assad's favor with air power and military support, Russia has increasingly cast itself as a peace broker. Russian representatives have played a role in negotiating local ceasefires and evacuations. Assad and his allies say their offensive in eastern Ghouta is necessary to end the rule of Islamist militants over the area's people, and to stop them shelling government areas. Rebel rocket fire has killed scores of people during the army offensive on eastern Ghouta, state television has reported, including in a strike that hit a marketplace on Tuesday. A source in the Syrian Arab Red Crescent Agency said 4 of its members, as well as other civilians, were injured on Friday by an explosion in Harasta. The War Monitor, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, said the blast was caused by rebels detonating their arsenal before departing. State television broadcast footage of what it said was about 3,400 people leaving Douma on foot on Friday morning, carrying small children and belongings. Thousands of civilians have made the same journey over the past week, making their way to reception centers in government-held territory. Already besieged for years, people in eastern Ghouta have suffered acute shortages of food and medicine, and during the weeks-long battle they were often unable to leave their homes even to bury the dead. The United Nations estimates more than 50,000 people have fled besieged areas of eastern Ghouta in the past 2 weeks.